I am Patricia McLeod. I am a process chemist at Gilead, Alberta in Edmonton, and it was my first job out of my PhD, which I received from McGill.
While you were here at McGill, which lab were you part of? And could you give us a brief overview of your research while you were here?
I worked in CJ Lee's lab. So I finished my undergraduate in EI in 2003, and then I came straight to McGill. I graduated in 2009. While working in grad school, I developed solvent-free aza-Friedel-Crafts reactions between dihydroisoquinolines and naphthols.
You joined Gilead right after you graduated. So how did that process go, like going from finishing graduate school to joining Gilead?
It was strange, actually, and a lot of it was rather serendipitous. I had a friend that was actually living in Edmonton and going to the U of A as a postdoc, and she was looking at job ads, and she sent me advertisements every now and then. And she happened to come across this one from Gilead. So she sent it on to me, and I applied and didn't think I would actually hear back. And lo and behold, they called, and then they flew me out, and I did the interview. They made an offer, and then I had to try and finish up as quickly as possible. Gilead moved fast. So I think I interviewed in May, and I had a start date in August. So I had to, sort things out within 2-3 months to finish writing, submit, pack up my life, get ready to move. It was rather stressful at the time, but I was very fortunate to kind of come along the job when it became available.
In your early career, what are the challenges you faced and how did you manage to overcome them?
The challenges, I think, for anybody when you start your career is you're just so green. Especially, again, I bring up process chemistry. We don't learn the skills in grad school about process chemistry. Yeah, we might have a little bit of an idea of if I see a lot of off-gassing, it'd probably get worse at larger scale. But, we don't think critically about those things. And we don't necessarily think about what it means in the context of a large reactor, a large dryer, a large filter, those types of things. But in addition, because we're at the later stages of the process to bring a drug to market, there's a lot of regulatory aspects that we just don't have any, insight into in grad school. So in terms of impurities, qualification, what we can have in the molecule, knowing what is in the molecule, knowing what we make, how it purges, how much we can push our process, how robust is it, and then what we need to have done in order to support a filing with a regulatory agency.
Specifically, during your PhD, what are the skills that you found most valuable when transitioning into your career?
The organizational skills. You've got to manage people, you're managing up and across, you're organizing your time, you're making sure things get ordered on time. So those type of organizational skills, even just organizing your data, the way you approach your work when you're going to craft your thesis or write a paper, all of those organizational things do have a huge impact on how you transition into your career. So strengthening those is very helpful.
How has your career path progressed while you've been at Gilead? So are you at the same position as when you started, or has there been some changes since you joined?
I've been with the company for 12 years. I started out at a level called an associate scientist 2. I predominantly did bench work when I came, very much based in the lab. Since then, I've progressed through a number of different job titles, and right now I hold the director job title. I spend a lot less time in the lab than I used to. I spend a lot more time organizing other people's work, analyzing other people's work, trying to make the links and present it upwards and make plans for how we should progress the project and the work that needs to get done.
What do you find are the biggest differences in academia versus industry?
It really struck me when I started how much extra detail we capture in industry, especially as a process chemist, because the work you're doing is literally about developing the process so that you can make large quantities. It's not just about getting the molecule. It's about how long it takes to get the molecule, how much work it is to get the molecule, how much energy you put into it, how much waste you have. So there's all these different aspects, which means we follow things a lot more closely in as a process chemist and capture a lot more details.
How does your current work-life balance compare to graduate school?
At first, you want to make such a good impression that you're very willing to give up things to kind of show that you're dedicated and committed. As I've gotten a little bit more confidence and I've been around a bit longer, I've gotten better at gauging what truly is important. So, you can get an email and say to yourself, do I really need to answer this right now? Because your first gut instinct might be to just get on it and get it done. But is it really necessary? Can it wait till tomorrow? And so I think I've gotten a bit better in my career as it's progressed to say, no, this can wait till tomorrow. It's not that big a deal.
Is there any advice you'd like to give to your graduate student self?
Strengthen some of the leadership skills ahead of time. Take more courses on difficult conversations, how to manage up, those types of things. A lot of the soft skills that are really required once you get into a more professional setting. It's hard to put into words, but managing people and their responses around you, it can be some of the hardest part of the job.